All right, and let's share the screen. And there we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. We've got John, we got Manuel, we got John, we got Armolfo, we got David, Samson, Wayne, Ivano, Charlie. Good morning, Charlie, Wade, Ivano, Wayne, Samson, David, Armolfo, John, Manuel, John, Omar, Wade, Stacy, Robert. Ooh, we got a lot of people here. We got Dr. Serena. Good morning, my actuary. I hope you had a great weekend. Timothy's in the house. Steven's in the house. Dave's in the house. David's in the house. Todd, Robert, Thomas, Ben, Kevin. Good morning, Kevin from Carlsbad. I hope you're having a great morning. It's early over there right now. Dennis, Frankie, good morning. Jody, War Dog is in the house. Krish, Edgar, Colleen, Sassy Trainer, CJ, Kevin, Ricky, Kevin, Art, Devin, Nathan, good morning. Randy, Tim, Jeff, Michael, Jason, Brian, good morning. Good morning. Ray, good morning. David, good morning. Hope everybody is having a fantastic morning today. It is Monday. We have a full week. Please press the thumbs up button. Thank you, Frankie, for reminding me. I do appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing well. We'll be starting in just a minute. It is so foggy here. It's like London fog this morning. It's humid and foggy. Another day in paradise. And again, I hope everybody's doing well. The market is so far cooperating this morning. Just want to give the room a few minutes to fill up while we are doing that. Folks, today is a big, big day. My seasonality software identified 3 little-known stocks showing the same pattern. Chris Pulver, he's going to join me at 1 p.m. today for my seasonality tool. I'll be live with Chris Pulver. He's a brilliant analyst. My software, this software that I'll show you, we've had this program, I'll show you, we've had 24 winners in a row. And Chris's seasonality matches mine. Don't be late. 3 stocks. They are going to begin surging, in my opinion. They are seasonally ready to start surging. And like I said, we've had 24 winners in a row. That is happening at 1 p.m. today. Here's the link for that. I hope you guys can come and join me. That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun. And VIP room, normal time, noon today. And just to tell you what I will be talking about VIP room today, let me tell you what my agenda is going to be. My agenda is going to be next major catalyst for the market, critical levels for bonds. Volatility is going to spike between now and the end of the year. Will Fed lower rates and how will it impact bonds? 2 sectors that are bucking the trend, earnings estimates for next quarter, how to monitor volatility, volume the right way, fastest moving stocks during the second half of the day. So, and I just posted the link for that. And also, if you guys have problems installing anything, customer service, we have an amazing program called Customer Service Live, where you will be able to go live and get your goodies installed with Cam and Gustavo, and sometimes Chip will be there too. And here is the link for that. All right. Look at that. 200 people in less than 3 minutes. I love that. Let's break some records today. All right. So as you guys can see here, hey, Richard, good morning to you. I had to go shovel my daughter's driveway. Yeah, you're in upstate New York. Yeah. Oh boy. Thank you, Robert. Robert, and all of you guys manage the thumbs up, and I'll just manage this. I'll deal with what I'm good at, and you guys deal with everything you guys are good at. Hey, Ralph, Ed. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Monday fun day. All right, so let's get serious here. What just happened? My thing just got updated. Okay, so the Nasdaq is up pretty good. Dow's up pretty good. We don't have fragmentation today. We've had fragmentation pretty much every day last week. The only thing I'm not liking is the Russell 2000. It's not getting it up. That's a major issue for me, because if the Russell can't cooperate, that means smaller stocks can't cooperate. That means we still have some degree of fragmentation, but not to the same degree as when Dow and the Nasdaq are up. So far things are moving good. We'll have a little gap up today. Hopefully it'll have a little firepower. Okay. Richard, Carlos, JB, Dr. Serena, thank you. 86 likes. I'll take that. As far as economic data, we actually have a pretty full week this week. Today, we've got the Empire State Manufacturing Survey. We have the PMI. These are not big reports, especially right now going into the holidays. They're not going to have a major impact on the market. With that said, tomorrow we've got FOMC beginning, which means volume is going to start cooling off because investors and large institutions are not going to make big bets ahead of the FOMC announcement when the Fed is going to lower rates for the last time this year. There's still some folks thinks that they're not going to do that. I'm pretty confident that they are going to do that, because if they don't do it, they're going to look like they shouldn't do it, but they're going to do it politically. They're going to do it politically. Why are they going to do it politically? Because that's just how things work in America. So again, they're going to be making an announcement, and Powell's not going to look like an ass. He's going to try to be political, so he's going to try to spin it every way he can to make people feel warm and fuzzy about the fact that he did not make a huge boo-boo lowering rates 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago. But we all know what he did right here, and we all know exactly what the 10-year bond has done since that time. So regardless of what he said, the impact that he wanted to have, which was the bond market going up here, did not materialize. And now what he needs to do is he needs to start raising rates. Obviously, he's not going to do that because let's just say he's not going to do that. So he's going to just double down and he's going to lower rates a quarter of a basis point. But he's going to warn us that we got to be a little shaky because inflation is rearing its ugly head again. And if he doesn't say it, I'm going to tell you guys, based on the CPI and the PPI was horrible and the CPI was okay. Inflation is not making progress. It's being stickier as we expected. And if he tells you that it's doing well and employment's doing great and all that, he's just ignore half the things that come out of his mouth. But remember the most important thing he says: if we will it, if we all do it, it will get better. So let's just all think inflation, because he did say that if we all will inflation, it will get better. I wonder if anybody's going to bring that up to him, like, hey, did you will inflation to get better? Because the PPI was awful. And as you can see here, the bond market's going down, and anybody and everybody here who has credit card debt, your credit card interest rate has gone up since they lowered rates, and your adjustable mortgage has gone up since they, and I dare you to tell me that's not the case. So thank you, Mr. Powell, for lowering rates here and giving the kid a bike when the parents can barely afford to eat food. Real great parents. Yes, believe and achieve. Thank you, Ben. Exactly. Listen to what Ben says. Believe and achieve. Hope you're doing well, Ben. Now, so we do have a lot of Fed data. We have retail sales tomorrow, which is a big report. It's a big report right now. We have industrial production, which is a big report right now. We've got the housing starts and permits, which I'm dying to see because, as you all know, per our analysis last week, you saw what home builders have been doing. And don't say you didn't see it coming a mile away, because we did talk about it a mile away. We'll have the announcement, volume will pick up. Then you've got GDP on Thursday. And then you've got personal income and consumer sentiment. And you got quadruple witching, which means we're going to start adding our VWAP to December 20th on the indexes. Okay, we'll have to start. Before we had the presidential election, we'll have to use that, and now we'll have to add the quadruple witching to it on Friday. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to remind me on Friday to add the December 20th VWAP to the indices, okay? Would you guys make a note and remind me of that, please? Eagle Beagle says, Eagle Beagle, good morning. I hope you had a good weekend. That's 100% correct. Rates on credit card and mortgages have gone up and will go high. Well, it's right here. I mean, it's not a debate. We were right here, right? This is the date of the announcement right here. Maybe right here, right here. And we're here right now. And yield, bonds and yield go opposite directions. So this isn't really we're not really having a debate here. Although Powell will make it sound like interest rates are going lower and everything's going great and the employment, he's just going to tell you all of these things and none of it is true because the bond market's going lower and that means yield is going higher, which means he should be not taking any action. Or now, if he was a real honest guy, here's what he would do. He would say, guys, I made a really huge boo-boo. I made a really big mistake. I made an ass out of myself. And instead of lowering rates, we're going to raise rates half a point. Now, the market would take a big dump, but the bond market for a few days, but the bond market would skyrocket. He's now in a corner. He's now in the pickle. He can't do that. So we have a lot of Fed data, which means the market's going to see some movement. Keep in mind, volume is low right now. When volume is low and you have Fed data, you have a lot of moves that aren't sustainable. So remember something. Institutional volume moves, creates momentum. Retail volume creates gaps and non-directional trading action. So this is what institutional trading volume looks like this, flowy. This is what retail volume looks like China, like this. You see that? See how jagged and not smooth it is, how it's gappy all over the place? And well, China's going down, but that's not here nor there. The point is, you see how it can't sustain a directional move? This is what retail, not on China, on everything. This is what retail trading looks like. This is what retail trading looks like. As the year progresses, and we don't have much. Good morning, Rochelle. We don't have a lot of the year left. Please click the thumbs up button. Somebody wrote me an email. It says it irritates them when I say hit the thumbs up button. I don't think I do it that often, but whatever. Anyway, so this is what retail volume looks like. You see how it doesn't sustain the moves, big gaps that don't sustain themselves? This is what retail volume looks like. And why am I showing you this now while I'm talking about the S&P 500 is because after this week, most of the volume is going to be retail volume. And retail volume doesn't have the firepower to create sustainability. See that? See that? Now, I don't really know if this doesn't have a lot of institutional firepower, but it sure as hell trades like it. So it's a really good example of what I'm trying to show you. But you see how very gappy, not a lot of directional bias. Every time it has a huge gap, it just reverses itself. This is what retail trading volume looks like. This is what volume looks like the last week of the year, okay? More or less, okay? Yeah, we have a thumbs up Nazi here. A soup Nazi. We have a thumbs up Nazi. I'm just messing around. 1 second, I dropped something. Okay. All right. While we're here, again, I'm going to be on with Chris today. I'll be doing a live class. I'll be showing you a program and showing you how we were able to generate 24 winners in a row. And this is not the A line, okay? This is not the A line. And I'll give you 3 stocks. Chris will join me. I think you guys all like Chris. He's a good guy. Here's my link to the VIP room at noon. And here's the link to the Cam and Gustavo show. Harry says, good morning, back after a few away from trading. No problem. Welcome back, Harry. Daniel says, what about taking advantage of retail gap fill strategy? No, Daniel, no. You want to take advantage of the I'm going to go on the holiday and walk away and not do anything strategy, Daniel. That's the best strategy when you see this type of trading action because you don't know if the gap is going to go back up, down. You're creating. So Daniel, what we have, what I'm trying to say, and without saying it, is this type of trading action does not give you any type of an edge, okay? And when you don't have an edge, do you guys know what you should be doing? Watching Landman with me and Clyde. That's the best thing to do when there's no edge in the market. The further we get on in the year, the less edge we are going to have in the market. The stupidest thing you can do is try to create an edge when there isn't an edge. And Daniel, with all due respect, I'm just trying to answer. I'm just trying to keep you out of trouble. Okay, John. Thank you. No, thank you, John. I appreciate it. Matt, about solar, please repeat what you said about adding VWAP during holiday. I didn't say anything about adding VWAP during the holidays. Oh, not the VWAP, the anchored VWAP. Remind me to add the triple witch. This is a big, big, important date, quadruple witching. So we have to add the Friday, December 20th VWAP, like a few days afterwards. We have to add the VWAP to this date, to the major indices. We got to add the VWAP to the major indices on this date. That's what I said. Yeah, I saw it and I loved it. I loved it. Hey, Cam. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. So again, when you see trading action like this, the moral of the story is don't try to game institution retail traders. Stay out of the market and go watch Landman or play with your kids. A lot of Fed data this week, folks. A lot of Fed data. There's going to be a lot of firepower, and after this week, that's it. We're done, pretty much. Okay. By the way, this upcoming Saturday, I will be driving to Miami. I'll be spending the holidays at Miami with my wife and Rachel, and I will be trading from there. Not as much, but I will be trading. I'll be working from there. It'll be a working trip. That's why I'm driving on Saturday, so it doesn't interfere with anything we're doing. But I will be working. I won't be working as much, but I will be working, and I'll be doing webinars and classes and all this stuff that we do. Carla says, so all the other gurus in your company saying it's the best week to trade are not being honest. Who's telling you it's the best week to trade, Carla? Who's telling you it's the best week to trade? Who's telling you that? Tell me, please tell me who's trading. Who's telling you it's the best week to trade? I want to know. I want to know who's the moron that's telling you it's the best week to trade before Christmas holiday and the end of the year. Come on, guys. You all know it's not. I want to know, Carla. You got to tell me who it is. Spill the beans, Carla. Spill the beans, please. I want to know. Carla, this is not the best. No, guys, this is not the best time to trade. Okay, guys, let me ask you a question. Do you think going into the holidays is the best time to trade? Come on, guys. Let's be honest with each other. Maybe T-Bus has some kind of a political event, or maybe he wants to trade news and earnings. Maybe he's got something overnight going on. Yeah, but not for regular trading, no. T-Bus is always doing some weird stuff, though. Uh, no, come on, guys. Let's be honest with each other. Do you think it's a good time to trade right before the holidays when institutions are out of the market? Come on. Volume is dying. Carla, one thing about me, I'm never going to be politically correct. I'm always going to tell you what I really think. Oh, good, 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 good. Come on. Carla, I'm only here trying to help you. Common sense. Common sense. Look, Carla, look. We'll get into this. There's 44 stocks making 90-day highs right now. Trade what? There's no momentum to the upside. Dear, there's no stocks breaking out. You know how this number is usually 100, 250? There's 44 stocks making 90-day highs. What is it that we're going to be trading? Yeah, come on, man. T-Buzz is awesome. I love the guy. I'm going to be celebrating New Year's with him, but maybe he's got a special, maybe he's going to be trading GDP. Maybe he's got a special pre-morning. T-Buzz does all sorts of stuff. Maybe he's going to be trading those quarter options he does, which are based on news. That's a whole different story. I'm talking about regular trading. All right. All right. All right. Let's move on. Carla, that's funny. The best time to trade before New Year's. Hey guys, the best time to trade is when all institutions go on holiday, so that all the retailer traders come in and make an ass out of themselves. Come on, man. Come on. Gold. All right. What is gold doing? Gold is now at the VWAP. Remember what I warned you. If the bond market goes down, what will happen to the gold market? And here we are. We're at the election VWAP. Now, this election VWAP has been holding pretty darn well. pretty darn well. And we'll have to put the quadruple witching on the stock market. But this selection VWAP is holding well. The next place is the 100-day moving average. Above us, we have the 8-day and the 50-day. I would like us to see above here, which is why I drew this line, not to buy anything before 27.81. Okay. Yeah, it's been rough trading, and it's going to get rougher as we get into the end of the year because there's less institutional volume. Unless T-Buzz may be doing a different. T-Buzz has a lot of specialized strategies. He has that really low option thing. So if I had to guess, he's probably talking about trading the news this week because we have a lot of Fed news. So he's probably talking about trading the news. I don't trade news. I believe news is completely random. So if I had to bet, T-Buzz is talking about trading the GDP or the Fed announcement or the FOMC. I don't trade news. I avoid news. So maybe that's what he's talking about. But as far as regular trading, avoiding the news, it's not going to be a good time to trade. And that's just, I mean, and again, Carla, think about it. When you don't know what to do, always rely on common sense. What does your common sense tell you? That it's the good time to trade the last 2 weeks of the year when institutions are starting to go on holidays, or it's when volume is lower, when spreads are wider, where you can't get a good fill. I mean, usually what I say mimics common sense pretty well. Is the president changeover a good time to trade? No. Uncertainty. No. Volume. Then maybe T-Buzz knows something that I don't. Maybe I think T-Buzz is talking about trading the news, GDP, all this stuff. But again, T-Buzz got his own agenda. Folks, remember something. When you have a guy making two chefs, and one guy is making Mexican and one guy is making Japanese food, and you try to listen to both of them, have you ever tried Japanese sushi? It doesn't taste that well. And that's why I say usually Moonlight Pro, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Thank you, David. That's what I thought. Moonlight program. The Moonlight. Yes. Yes. So let me explain what T-Buzz is talking about, Carla. He's talking about trading really cheap options ahead of these news reports. That's what he's talking about. I don't trade news reports. I'm talking about just regular trading. So what T-Buzz is talking about and what I'm talking about are as similar as apple and oranges, which again proves the point. You should never be listening to two guys. And if you are, you should follow what they are doing separately. Okay? He's talking about trading the news this week because it's big news. And he's talking about trying to speculatively take a quarter option and turn it into $5. I don't do that. It's not my thing. All right. So now it makes perfect sense, actually. All right. So US dollar going higher. Remember, bonds going lower puts pressure on gold. Crude oil has been rising because of fundamental data, and now we're above this level. The next level is the 200 and the quarter to date VWAP and the year beginning VWAP and the 200-day moving average. Now, if we pass this level on crude oil, I'm going to start getting bullish. I will start getting bullish. The question is, are we going to pass this level? I don't think we are. All right. I don't think we are. All right. All right, guys, hit the thumbs up button. Again, I have a class where I will show you how we did 24 winners in a row using seasonality. Chris will be joining us. It'll be at 1 p.m. today. I'll give you guys 3 free trades. Join me for my VIP room at noon. Before we move on. Yeah, probably Carmen. Yeah. All right. All right. So I'm starting to like crude oil, although till we get past the 200-day moving average, I'm going to be very, very choppy. The US dollar, I'm expecting to go. This is my buy zone right here. So if the US dollar comes up here, it will be a buy. And you could see right here, it's got a nice ascending triangle going on right here. So expecting this to go higher, expecting the bond market to break this level or consolidate around here on volume. Okay. No, we've already done the A line. We're going to be doing something different, something seasonality related. China, what is China doing? Well, guess what? China's been, again, remember this and remember what I told you? I will fade this till the cows come home, and here we are. We're back to where we started. So, and there's no volume. So, and this is what the U.S. stock market intraday will look like when no institutions are trading it, Carla. Yeah, I understand exactly what T-Buzz is doing. He wants to make money on specific earnings moves before the holiday. That's what he's doing. Totally different. That's a event play. I don't do event plays. I can't predict events. I never trade events. That's why I never trade earnings. He's basically trading earnings on the Fed this week. That's what he's doing with like low priced options. I don't do that. That's not my thing. I've never been able to make money doing that, and I've never tried doing that. That's T Buzz's thing. Okay, so also customer service live, Cam and Gustavo show. If you guys need to learn how to create a dynamic indicator, the video should be there. They should be able to help you with that as well for Thinkorswim. All right. So we talked about commodities, neutral on gold, still bullish on US dollar, bearish to neutral on the bond market. Bond market will be the impacted the most, by the way, by this data. If I had to guess, T-Buzz is going to be doing some bond options or S&P options. And China's not doing well at all. And I'm expecting China to come down all the way to the bottom of this. And once it does, I think it'll break the 100 and hit the 200. All right. All right. Let's continue. Let's talk about the stock market. Okay. So volatility. What is volatility doing? Notice yet on Friday, I said to you guys very, very closely, watch these levels right here. We couldn't break this level right here. That level is 14 and a half. If we break today, we're either going to come back down below 14, which will be really bullish for the market. Hey, Jean, how are you? Or we're going to break this 14 and a half level and go higher. This is the dollar sign VIX, okay? Dollar sign VIX. If you're looking at this at TC2000, the ticker symbol is VIX, just VIX, double dash XX, okay? It's different than VXX. VXX looks at futures. This looks at cash. I want to look at cash right now. And the big question is, are we going to go above 1450 or are we going to break below? And also today is one of the first few days that we're actually having pre-open. We're not having divergence within the indexes, which is really, really important. So again, keep your eye on this right now. Keep your eye on this. There's not a lot of flow, but I think we will be able to overcome this to the upside or downside. If we overcome to the upside, we're going to go down and the next level is 15. And if we break 15, we're really going to go. As long as we stay in this level and start coming down, the market will recapture some of the upside that it lost last week's. How much reliance do you put on expected move? Mark, have you ever heard me talk about expected moves? Have you ever once heard me talk about expected moves? The only person who talked about expected moves was Craig Hill, my assistant from 5 years ago, and he's no longer with me. Have you ever heard Matt and me talk about expected moves? That's a good thing, randomness. Have you guys ever heard me talk about expected moves? I think that answers your question, Mark. Expected. The only move I expect is a move that I don't expect. I don't know what it, no, there's no such thing as expected moves. Expected move is a bunch of nonsense. No, and you'll never hear me talk about expected moves. Expected moves. Jesus Christ. I don't know where you guys come up with some of this stuff, expected moves. I don't expect any moves. I don't have any expectations for any moves. I just follow price action. I will never follow any I mean, just think about what you're saying. Expected moves. Who's expecting this move? Where is this move expected? Who's guaranteeing it? Where is it coming from? Who's going to give it to you? What? Where? When? What? What are you talking? I have no idea what you're even talking. Expected moves. Anyways, try to start being reactive instead of predictive. Stop predicting any expected moves. TOS uses expected move. I'm not Thinkorswim. They use a lot of moves. Yeah, expected moves. Jesus. If you want expected move, look at option volatility. That'll give you the best expected move you can possibly get. It's exactly right. Just Jen. You're absolutely right. The best expected move is the implied volatility in the options. Yeah. 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 The best expected move is what implied volatility doing. That's not expected move. That's implied volatility. So yes, implied moves versus expected volatility, but that's about it. That's speculation based on price, not expected move just based on some nonsense. I'll draw up a bunch of charts and I'll expect them to move that way. Okay. That's an expected move. No, I don't use expected moves. And I don't know any professional trader who's ever used expected moves. And I only know about 50 of them. Guys who make over $1 million a month trading and they've never used expected moves. But every one of them does exactly what I do. You figure it out. It should be cracking you up, Wayne. The purpose of this is to crack you up to realize how silly all this stuff is. Yeah. Yeah. No, they're not. I am, Jeff. They're not. They're actually looking at an expected move based on. I know exactly what expected move is. I had a clerk who used to use expected moves. Used to use expected moves. Had him in the past tense. Do you guys remember the win rate when Craig was trading my account? He was using expected moves. Do you see the win rates right now with our accounts? We don't use expected moves. That's all I'm going to say. Expected moves. Oh my God. The brainwashing that goes on in this business. All right, volatility. What about momentum levels? This is what I was trying to explain to Carla. Carla, we have 44 stocks making 90-day highs right now. Stocks between, so what you're looking at is all stocks in the stock market trading between $20 and $5,000. Would you say that's pretty much all the stocks institutions buy? Stocks between $20 and $5,000. Volume only 300,000 a day. So I'm not even putting a lot of volume is not ETF. 44 stocks breaking out and 125 breaking down, which is starting to get somewhere, but not really anything crazy. So there's no upside momentum right now in the market. There isn't any upside momentum. Um, yeah, what Bob just said. Give me your money and I'll tell you the expected move in the stock market. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are some of you are very gullible. I'm going to say expected move. Oy vey. All right. Sector strength, consumer discretionary, QQQ, semiconductors, Bitcoin, communication services. We have cleanliness here. The only thing we don't have is technology, but we have everything else. Technology still seems to be leading. The blue chips are completely mixed up with small caps. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason here. You got small caps here, but then you got healthcare and industrial. So you clearly have uh, technology leading, and then you have a very big mix between everything else right now. Folks, if technology stops leading right now, we're going to be SOL. Okay, we're going to be SOL. Here is what the broad market looks like. This is what the broad market looks like. We're bouncing off the 50-day moving average right now and the quarter to date VWAP. There's a probably good chance we're going to bounce off these levels. There's a lot of support here, okay? But I'm letting you know the stock market is not healthy right now. This is not what the stock market looks like. This is not what the stock market looks like. This is what the stock market looks like right now. We'll get into that in a minute. We'll talk about that too, Alan. Okay, we'll get into all of that. So, not really good for the market. We got to be very, very, very careful here. And what's the one for QQQE, right? Yeah, let's look at this one. Choppy and below the 8-day EMA. Folks, if mags give out and volume is starting to decline, what do you think this is right here? Consumer discretionary, QQQ, semiconductors, and communication. Mags, mags. If mags gives out, this market is going to look like this. So we got to be very, very careful right now. Richard says if you want expected move, just click on the analysis and look at the probable cone. That's the only expected price range I look at. Yeah. So again, this is not a great place to be. All right, let's put everything together and we'll talk about momentum. We'll talk about what's been added to the S&P. Market participants are looking ahead to the Federal Reserve's final monetary policy committee meeting of the year. What's the biggest catalyst this week? GDP and FOMC. We have actually three. We have FOMC, we have personal income, and we have GDP. We have three big reports, and retail sales is not that small either. So we got a lot of reports. I think that's why T-Buzz is talking about what it makes perfect sense. He wants to trade news on those moonshot trades. That makes perfect sense. That actually makes perfect sense. Wall Street major equity averages ended mixed with tech-heavy NASDAQ all-time high. No, folks, the only thing that posted an all-time high is this. Be careful what you read. Sometimes what you're reading isn't really true. Max posted an all-time high. The QQQ, if you take the QQQ away from them, it did not. Not even close. We're right here. We're right at the A line right now. All right? So no, and blue chips posted a 3-week low. So that's not good. That's not good. Broadcom did well, really helped the chips on Friday. Restoration Hardware did well. Now, I think this is really interesting. Tesla gained over 4% after Reuters reported that Trump's transition team intends to cancel the order mandating car makers to report crashes involving self-driving systems. Here's my question, aside from the fact, now, folks, this is where I'm being highly sarcastic, and I'm asking you a question that I already know the answer to. I'm just giving you on top. Now, why is he doing this? Because he's buddies with Elon. Do you think this is good for the government to stop reporting crashes involving self-driving systems, to hide this information? Do you think that's going to help society, or do you think that's going to help sell self-driving cars that crash into things and burn? So we all know why he's going to be doing this, but I think this is really bad. I mean, do you not want this information? I kind of want this information. I think this information is really important because if I want to buy a car for my daughter, a self-driving car, I kind of would want to know how many people get into a car crash. So, right. No, I understand. We all know why he's doing it, but I looked at this, I was like, that sucks. That I don't want anyone and he's going to have a very hard time getting that past Congress because that's very important to public safety. But again, what do I know? Again, I'm just using common sense here. Toll Brothers slid more than 3%. They got downgraded. Remember what I've been telling you about home builders for a while? Right? Yeah, I think this just sucks. I'm not talking about the stock market. I'm talking about as a human being. Order mandating car makers to report crap. I want them to report self-driving systems. That's exactly what I want. I want to see if they're improving so that I could start trusting it and start using it, right? It makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm not giving control of my life to a car. Right, exactly. I mean, I want to know. I want to know this information. Yeah. I'm just going. Well, I'm only making my statement based on this. I think that's a very I'm reading this and going, wow, that's not good. I don't see any reason to avoid this. I kind of want the government to have as much data of this as possible so we can learn more about the impact of self-driving cars, which are the future, so that we can feel warm and fuzzy about them and actually start driving them, which would be really great. But nobody asked me. Yeah, lobbyists are going to have some fun with that one, right? I mean, I'm just reading. That's all I'm doing here. Federal Reserve interest rate decision in Jerome Powell's post-policy meeting was going to be this week. That's going to be the major catalyst. Personal consumption expenditures is going to be the highlight of the week. We've got earnings on Nike, consumer discretionary, semiconductors, transports, home builders. I don't know what this stock does, and more consumer discretionary. So you've got a lot of consumer discretionary and home builders reporting this week. And yes, believe it or not, what's so interesting about all of these companies? These companies are leaders in their space. Nike will impact a lot of consumer discretionary companies. Micron has a major impact on semiconductors. FedEx is going to impact transports. Lennar is going to impact home builders and everything relating to home builders. And Carnival is going to impact airlines and cruise ships and travel and Expedia. So I don't know. I'm not that familiar with what this company does, even though I trade it all the time. But the point is, these are market moving stocks, so we need to pay attention to that. All right. Hit the like button, guys. Let's see how many likes we have. Got over 500 people here. We should have about 200 likes. 201. That's fair. Software. Okay, thank you. Was looking at the satellite picture of Tesla undersold car storage areas visible from space. Ooh. All right. I just think that's. Hey guys, let's create a law that prevents airplanes from giving data on how many planes crash a year. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yay! Let's do that. We got Empire State Manufacturing Survey today. Not good. I mean, not really eventful. Europe is down just a hair this morning. Investors are bracing to digest business activity. Bank of England, food and auto stocks led the decline, but they're pretty flat, and U.S. seems to be holding on so far. Matter of fact, tech seems to be driving the bus. That's looking okay. China, we already know that China is now below all the key averages again. Slower as investors digested mixed batch of data. Data from National Bureau of Statistics showed Monday that retail sales key indicator grew at the slowest rate in 3 months, falling short of even the lowest forecast. Thank you, Jeff. Now I know. I know Anderson Consulting. Thank you. Yeah. I know Carnival. I didn't know about ACN. Thank you. Japan closed just below the flat line. Caution prevailed ahead of the major central bank meeting this week. Losses in railway and insurance stocks offset machinery brokerage there. If I could give you 100 likes a day, I'm sure you would. You're the best. By the way, helps me every week. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. Is this helpful to you guys? Does this help you navigate the market, avoid a bunch of nonsense, help you avoid a bunch of gurus who don't know what they're talking about, basically keep you on the straight and narrow, and sometimes offending you because you went the wrong way a little bit and now are back in the middle of things? If I'm doing that, then I'm doing my job. I'd rather you be mad at me and not lose money than be happy and lose money. A happy trader who loses money is not a happy trader. Consulting firm, thank you. Good, Kirk, thank you. Speaking of which, I will be doing my seasonality class, and I'll be giving you guys top seasonality stocks today. And yes, we've had 24 winners in a row, and we did not use measured moves one time. Don't be late. It's happening at 1 p.m. Here is VIP room. VIP room is happening today at noon. Here's the link for that. Good. I'm glad I'm keeping you on the straight and narrow, Rochelle. And Customer Service Live, here's the link for that. I try to give it 3 or 4 times during the hour so people who are coming in get it. Okay. SMCI is turning down again. Let me see if it ever broke above the 200-day moving average. Let's take a look here. It looks like it's time to sell this baby again below the election VWAP. Look at that. I'm going to have to add it to my A line. I like it. I'm just kind of looking at and look. So it's down 12%. Company reached out to Everco to assist in raising capital. They are no longer going to be in the NASDAQ, which means institutions are going to be buying them a lot less, which is usually a good time to start selling it. Netflix dropped a little bit. They got downgraded. But Loop Capital. I mean, who listens to Loop Capital? MicroStrategy is added to the NASDAQ 100. We've been trading this stock all year, or at least part of the year. And Keys Technology, these are great stocks. This is going to give the market a little tailwind today. So as far as momentum levels are concerned, hey, PIW7, good morning to you. Hit the thumbs up button, guys. Momentum levels. So, Roger, how could this be? How can the NASDAQ be up here making an all-time high? How could this be? And the SPY be literally sitting near all-time highs, and the number of stocks trading above the 50-day moving average is at 53% and 200-day moving average 59%. How could that be? I mean, we're making all-time highs. I'll tell you how that could be. I'll tell you exactly how that could be. Here's how it could be. Because what you're looking at is not the SPY. What you're looking at is RSP. And the RSP is right at the 50-day moving average. And that's why you only have 53% of stocks above the 53 moving average, because 7 stocks are only going to distort the market, and they're going to do it very temporarily. And you better be looking at this graph throughout the day, intraday, because if these give out, then everything will be looking like this. Folks, there's not a lot of momentum. A lot of you think you're trading this, but what you're really doing right now is you're trading this. Okay? Momentum levels are declining. The market is not getting stronger. FANG stocks keep increasing the pressure they're putting on the market, but the expense of everything else. Now, I do like this, and I think we're going to start coming back up maybe for a day or two. I don't think we're going to break through today, but you got to be keeping your eye on RSP and MAGs as the week progresses, because that's going to give you a much better indication of what's really moving the market. Looking at MAGs and looking at RSP will be much more beneficial than looking at some imaginary moves, measured moves. Yes, the stock went this much before, so now it's going to go that much to the upside. I mean, where do people come up with this nonsense? It's about as accurate as Gann lines. All right, I've said enough about that. Whew. All right. You're going to keep your eye on volatility, and you're going to keep an eye on this level right here, 1450 and 14. All right. If you start seeing divergence between the Dow and the technology, so far so good. But if we start seeing divergence, it's going to put more pressure on the blue chip stocks. Okay. As far as sectors, and I already mentioned it to you, we don't have any firepower to the upside right now. What do you mean, Roger? The market's up so much. We're going to gap up this morning. We're going to gap up hard this morning. And there's hardly any firepower. So, guys, we're going to gap up this morning, and we hardly have any firepower. Do you understand what I'm telling you right now? Are you going to take this gap? Is it going to be a gap and go? Or is it going to be fade the gap most likely? What do you think? Look, 44 stocks without ETFs. With ETFs, you have 62. Do you see a lot of stocks driving the market up? Now, what I'm telling you right now is about 1,000 times more important than your measured move. You have 44 stocks driving the market up, and you have the NASDAQ up 120 points. Yes, going nowhere fast. Yes, big contradiction. That I would put money on. I wouldn't put money on measured move. So there's not a lot of firepower. And in the last couple of minutes, the NASDAQ, which was up 100 points, is now up only 68. And while we're talking about that, we know how much vulnerability we have in the NASDAQ, and on the S&P equal weight, and we're going to be looking at the 50-day moving average there. Right? Nothing to sustain this move, which means we need to have firepower. Are we going to have volume and firepower today? Not really. That doesn't start till tomorrow. And tomorrow, if retail sales and industrial production is bad, then we're going to be waiting till FOMC. So and what's the most important thing? It's Monday. So it's Monday. The Nasdaq's up 120 points on Monday. RSP is right here, and there's 44 stocks driving the market higher. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying right now? What happens usually on Monday? Monday's what kind of a day? Is it a run day or is it a rotation day? Mike, I've been recommending that now for a week. Ask Rich, he'll tell you. So hey, Karen, good morning to you. Good to see you here. So let's talk serious stuff here now. Let's put away all the measured move Mickey Mouse stuff. Let's look at listen, guys, I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? If you guys want to make money in the market, you got to bring out the big guns, okay? If you bring this to a sword fight, you're going to get taken. This is what you're bringing into a gunfight when you're trading stocks. Stop bringing in tools that you can't defend yourself with. Start using institutional grade tools that institutions use, and then you'll be able to fight a war with a real grenade instead of going with a war with a thumb up your you know what. Okay? I'm trying to be real here with you, and I'm trying to give you the equipment and the tools you need to take on institutional traders. Retail traders who use measure moves, stupid indicators, they have absolutely no chance. I'm equipping you guys with tools so that you can go to the war and win this war. In order for you to win this war, you have to have tools that actually will win against a retail trader and will match an institutional trader. Okay? Stop using fake guns and start using Uzis when you're in a war, because that's what you're in, a war right now. Every market maker wants to take your money from you. And if you use tools like measured moves, they're going to take their money from you without even trying. And I'm being as honest with you as I could humanly be right now. Okay? Right. And that's the bottom line. Yeah, like RSI. Really, yeah, you use the RSI against the market maker, and I'll use the A line, and we'll see who comes out first. I'm teaching you what institutional traders are doing so that you can get yourself into a metal suit. You can protect yourself against them. You can't protect yourselves with a Mickey Mouse gun. You can't do that. You need to be equipped. You need to have a tank. You need to have a real military. Is what I'm saying making sense to you guys? If you want to fight a war, you need to be prepared to fight a war. All right? So today's Monday. Let's all zoom out. It's Monday. We're 2 weeks from a holiday. There's hardly any institutional traders right now. The Nasdaq's up 144 points while there's 44 stocks breaking out. Volatility can go either up or down. That's the stuff you need to be focused on. That's what institutions are thinking right now. All right. Yeah, you need an Iron Man suit to win. I'm trying to teach you, and you're trying to second guess. And folks, what I'm telling you is not a theory. It's a fact. If you don't believe me, look at my trading results. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave it at that. All right. Yeah, if you don't have a proper tools, you're not going to win the war. When you have somebody trying to teach you how to dress properly for the war, you should listen to them instead of talking about some nonsense. All right. So the Dow, the levels we're going to watch on the Dow right now, we're now below the election levels, which means anybody who bought the Dow or blue chip stocks at the election, that excitement they had at the election, is now at a loss. The point of control now is below the election VWAP. The VWAP tells us if people here are in control or people here are in control. This VWAP goes up to right here. Anybody who bought from this point on is now shitting bricks. Okay? How do I know that? Because I have a VWAP attached to the election day levels. All of these buyers right here are now in the crapper. They're right below the VWAP. They're panicking. The next level, and there's a gap here, the next level is the 50-day moving average. All right? Um, IWM. IWM is below the election VWAP. Everybody who's in the Russell is now at a loss. Who bought from the election level, they're at a loss. Let me ask you guys, isn't that more important than anything else? That anybody who bought the Russell from the election level for the last 2 days has been losing money? Isn't that important than some stupid measured move? To know that everybody who bought from the day of the election is now at a loss? That who with a commitment of money and shares, that's real information. Okay? All right. That's information for you. All right. Sectors, I already told you where the focus is right now. It's right here. who moved my cheese? Here we go. Oh, nope, that's not it. Where's my sectors? Scout to green, system. Just had it a minute ago. There we go. Consumer discretionary. Remember I told you 2 weeks ago, consumer discretionary is leading? Relative strength, not measured moves. QQQ, semiconductors, communications services, these are still leading. This is FANGs right here. This is MAGs right here. If this gives out, oh boy, oh boy, consumer staples going to start leading, which is very defensive. Stuff like TJ Maxx, like Ross Store, like defensive stocks will be leading if this gives up the ghost. Okay, defensive stocks, defensive stocks, defensive stocks. Okay, I think I've said enough. Let's now talk about stocks on my short list. NOC and LMT, they're both doing exactly the same thing. It's right at the 200-day. We want this to go below the election, the year-to-date VWAP, and then we can short the hell out of this. LMT. Yes, that tells the story. A lot better story than anything else. Lockheed Martin, oh baby, we're right at that level, and volume is supporting this move. Look, anything with a volume over 50-day moving average right now, you should be looking at because volume is low, is slowing down. So anything above the 50-day moving average is meaningful volume. CLF. Do you think volume is being supporting this move? Yes. Yes. Uba. Uba. Volume. Volume. This is where the money is, not measured moves. This is where the money is. If I, my biggest goal in life is to unteach you guys from all the crap you guys have learned all of these years. Look at volume picking up here. Bax International. You love to complicate your life instead of just following institutional grade trading stuff that makes money. Look at that move. What happens here when volume is picking up? Price is going down. I don't know, James. You can send me an email and I'll tell you. Rocket. This is definitely not behaving like a rocket. Volume's a little low, but I would wait for a VWAP. I wouldn't do a. If there's no volume, I would wait for a VWAP. I mean, a pullback to the 8-day EMA. FMC. Look at volume. BIIB. Yes, exactly, Jesse. Yes, I want you to win the war. Yes, the move accelerates with volume. Yes, yes, exactly. Now we're talking. Now you're singing the song that I like to hear. Look at volume. It's increasing. Even though it's a little weak here, it's increasing on this move. Don't go buying breakouts or breakdowns if volume is not supporting the move. Now that's like the first rule you should learn. Volume. Look at volume, how much it's going higher, supporting this move. Volume. Shrikath says, I'm never here. An A-line membership website has a lot of premium services. I'm an active trader, but not a day trader. As I have a day job, what's your service for short-term and option trade? Here, go here today at 1 p.m. If you guys love the A-line, you're going to love this. A-line has 23 winners in a row or 22. This one has 24 winners in a row, and it's all swing trading. Srikanth Chibrolu. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce your name. That'll be on at 1 p.m. today. Join me in my VIP room today at noon for some goodies. I'll be on with Chris at 1 p.m. today. He's going to be hosting me. And customer service live for all of your installation meets. Don't miss it, 1 p.m. today. My email is roger@rogerscott.com, James. All right, let's talk about the upside now, which is cautious, very cautious. Options on this have been awful, and volume is cooling off, so I would wait for a VWAP pullback to the 8-day here. BBWI, this is a potential A-line. Potential A-line. Potential. It has to clear through this level here. American Express and MasterCard are both on my hit list today. I like this. I don't like the volume, but I like the price action and MasterCard too, by the way. It's not a lot of volume going higher. Oh, good. Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Tony. Look how it hit the 8 day. Be careful with these. Be careful. Be careful. Volume is not protruding to the upside. IBM, a little bit here, a little volume here. This can still come up a little bit, especially if it breaks this compression right here. Pan W, be careful. Notice they're not being supported by volume. The upside is not being supported by volume. Apple, I want to see volume pick up. This is a MAGS stock, so that kind of works if MAGS continues moving higher. PayPal, I really like PayPal right now. I like the financial tech. I like that space. I've been liking it all quarter. I really like PayPal right now. I would be careful because it's not breaking out and volume isn't really doing anything, but I do like PayPal on a pullback maybe. And CRDO, which I've given you guys as a bonus trade a few weeks ago, I believe. This definitely needs to come down to the VWAP. I mean, excuse me, I keep saying VWAP, to the 8-day MA, or at least to this range right here, or at least up to here. But I like how volume is aggressively picking up. All right, folks, at 1 p.m. today, I'll be talking about seasonality surges with a little known software and a little known pattern that you guys are going to love. It's happening at 1 p.m. and Chris Pulver, you guys know Chris, he'll be there with me. All right. Sydney says, why is every new service better than the last new service? Why would you say that, Sydney? Why would you say the new service is better why would you say something like that? I never said anything like that. I never said it was better than my other services. I never said that. You're just making stuff up as you're going along. Why is every new service? First of all, Sydney, who said anything about a new service? These services are over a year old. Number two, I can't help it if I have services that have 23, 24 winning trades in a row. But I'm not saying one is better than the other. As a matter of fact, I think you need to have both of them because they do different things. So, no, I don't really have a service that's better than other. As a matter of fact, most of my services have comparable results. So they're completely different services. It's not a new service. It's a service that's been around for a year. And if you're not interested in a service that's had 24 winners in a row, then you don't need to come. Good luck missing that one. VIP room at noon today. Always a party pooper. I don't launch new services very often. I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. Go to customer service guys if you have any questions at all. Let's see how many thumbs up we have. We got 242 thumbs up. I'm winning in all of them. That's why you see why you need it, because like he's winning in all of them. Thank you, Michael. Traveling to airport, maybe catch the 1 p.m. from the lounge if I can get it. No problem. No problem. So yeah, if you guys don't want to see how I won 24 trades in a row and not using the A line, you don't have to come. Don't do me any favors. But if you guys are interested in how I was able to win 24 winners in a row, if you want to see me talk about it in details, get all the nuts and crannies out of it, I suggest you check it out. It's for the best. I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. If I missed anything, please feel free to email me. Roger, not customer service. That goes to Gustavo and Cam. Please, please, please email me, roger@rogerscott.com. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Have a great day. Love being here. Thank you, actuaries, for helping me out. Thank you, Dr. Serena and Bob. Thank you, guys. Bye. Just in time to say California bye. Bye, guys. Measured